is like she was the sole survivor out of that family unit. Like the baby died, the father died, and I was pulled out of that and given to another family.
Uh, yeah.
I was the sole survivor. I had that whole, that missing of them. It looks like as I'm going through it, I didn't know the struggles, so I enjoyed everything about that lifestyle,
Uh-huh.
what was going on. As
Uh-huh.
a child, I enjoyed every bit of it.
Uh-huh. So it didn't really bother you that you were poor, for example.
No, I don't think I knew. It's like you don't, there was nothing. She knew that her parents were sad. That's why she was sad.
Uh-huh.
But she thoroughly enjoyed that lifestyle. She thoroughly enjoyed that.
Yeah. How do the children react when you show them?
They're amazed.
Hmm.
Apparently, this building or this house was very small because they're commenting on how small it is.
Yeah. Do they
There's
make any,
something significant about the size of this house for some reason.
do we know what it is?
I don't.
That's all right. So, is there anything else to tell me about this place and this experience before we move on?
That's where I learned about grief.
Ah, what did you learn about grief?
Um, there was no safety with people. They could leave at any time.
Ah, great.
You know,
Hmm.
that's when I learned about grief.
Great. So now, once again, let's move forward to an important day in that lifetime. We might also move backward in time. Just go to an important day in the lifetime that we are talking about. On the count of three, one, two, three, we have now moved to an important day. What's happening?
Um, I'm actually a very, very old woman. I mean, I I have like it looks like 20 children around me, and they're all my grandchildren, my great grandchildren. They're all around me,
Mhm.
and I'm telling them stories. Apparently, what I lived was an ancient lifestyle that is now being told in story form. So that's weird.
Tell me
But
more about
I'm telling the stories of
it.
how I lived out there and what I did and how I did it and what was going on. And they're very, very interested in my stories, and they're just looking at me and glowing. But I'm in a village. It's not it's not a modern village, but it's a modern enough village where I'm in a nicer home, still dirt floors, but I have all the amenities that I need.
Hmm.
Um, and I'm ancient. I mean, I keep on showing me 107, like I was 107 years old.
Wow.
And I'm teaching now, passing all of this teaching down
What kind of
to, go ahead.
what kind of teachings?
Um, it's like an ancient, so one of the sayings that keep on coming up is, what is she saying? I'm teaching them the existence of being one with the world, one with the grass, one with the earth, one with the tree.
Ah.
Like the tree lives because I live. That's what I'm teaching them. Like the grass grows because I exist. I exist because the grass grows.
Mm.
This is really what I'm teaching them, is that significance um, of how important they are to the collective of everything in their world.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the teachings that I'm teaching them.
Aha, very nice. Good. So now we're going to leave that scene and we're going to move to the last day of the life we are talking about. That is the last day of this very old woman who started out as a shepherdess. On the count of three, 1, 2, 3, we have now moved forward to the last day of the life we are talking about. What's happening?
They're telling me I lived to 113.
Wow.
The number 13, they're literally telling me the number 13 is extremely important in my life and from here on out. So this 13 was important. So maybe later on we'll find out why.
Sure.
But I laid down, I said goodbye, and I laid back, and I literally says, I am ready to go. And I went
Wow.
peacefully
Very nice. All
with
right.
everyone around me.
Mm-hmm. Great. So,
Nobody was sad.
no.
Nobody was sad. They were very, it was almost like they knew it was time for me to go, and it was like an acceptance. They're teaching me acceptance. This is where I learned acceptance,
Yeah.
that everything is going to be okay.
Aha. Brilliant. So, let your soul leave that body. And when the soul leaves that body, where does it go?
Okay. I have no idea what this is. As you're asking me that, I'm up in what I would consider an earthly sky. And I'm standing there and I'm looking at all of these places, like a bright light over here, a bright light over here. And I am turning around and I'm going, where do I want to go this time?
Hmm.
That's what I'm doing. And it's like I know each and every one of those spots, but it's almost like all right, which one do I want to choose? I get to choose. And then I head off to the bright light of whatever that is.
Aha.
I'm going to go and join them this time.
Aha. Wow, that's great. All right. And is there any time in which you sort of stand before yourself and look at the life that you just led? I'm curious to know what you think about that life now that you're out of the body.
I don't see an examination or anything.
Aha. Maybe it's not
It's
necessary.
not this time. It
No,
was not it was not it was not one of those lifetimes.
no. What do you mean? It wasn't one of those lifetimes.
It wasn't one of those assignment lifetimes.
Yeah. What kind of a lifetime was it?
They're showing me as I'm looking around, it wasn't one of those, like nothing. I'm trying to figure out what they're trying to tell me. It's not one of those lifetimes that I needed to, it wasn't an assignment.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
That's the only thing I can think of. It was like I went down to enjoy. I
Aha.
went down to do whatever I wanted. It was like an enjoyment of a
Aha.
lifetime. That's why I stayed for so long, is because I enjoyed every bit of it. And whatever life it was that was there, I
Mm-hmm.
really enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm. Can you tell me what you enjoyed about it?
It was for it was the most um I want to say free, but free doesn't describe it. It was the most time I'll ever feel connected to source
Ah.
as a human.
Aha.
Felt the closest to source as a human.
Great.
It wasn't an assignment. It
Good.
was just I am. I am.
Mm-hmm. So I'd like you to connect with that I am. And I'd like you to connect for a moment with the joy of that lifetime
Yes.
and just feel that joy. Feel the perfect connection. And as you feel it, know that it is always there. It's just a question of when you will feel it. Feel the joy. Let it permeate through your body, from your heart to the tips of your fingers, from your heart to the top of your head, from the heart to the tips of your toes. Feel that joy, that perfection throughout your whole body. And as you feel this love and joy and connection, I want you to feel it not only in that lifetime, but in this lifetime, the lifetime that Sheila is living now. And I want you to feel it again throughout your whole body. And as you are feeling this, I want you to feel it in that lifetime, and in this lifetime, and in all lifetimes. Let that feeling of connection reverberate through the universe, for now, for the past, for the future, and forever. Let the love spread throughout the universe. That feeling of perfect closeness and perfection, of complete love and connection to Source. And as you float down to the surface, what is the first thing that you see?
I'm standing on a rocky beach.
Hmm. Yeah. Tell me more about the beach.
My feet hurt because I'm walking on the rocks.
And if you look down at your feet, what do they look like?
They are a young woman's feet.
Hmm. Do you
I'm
have shoes?
pulling my skirt up.
Hmm.
Just look at them.
Yeah. Do you have shoes on?
No.
No. And you said you're pulling up your skirt. What's the skirt?
Yes. the skirt looks to be like um it's like really heavy and white, like
Hmm.
layers and layers of the skirt, the heavy white that I'm lifting up.
Uh-huh. Are you wearing anything else?
A hat that's
Mm.
tied underneath my chin.
What kind of a hat?
It's like a rimmed hat,
Mm.
like something you would wear in the garden, the
Uh-huh.
rimmed hat,
Uh-huh.
and it's tied underneath my chin.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm looking out into the ocean and I'm looking at my feet
Mm-hmm.
and I feel like I'm doing something, like I'm disobeying something.
Ah, let's go into that a little bit more. What do you feel like you're doing, disobeying?
Like I'm supposed to be somewhere, I'm supposed to be doing something, but instead I've chose to do this instead. Like I'm disobeying something.
Mm-hmm. Do you carry anything in your hands?
No, I don't have anything in my hands.
Do you have any jewelry on?
I actually have the long gloves, the
Mm.
long gloves that um, I I'm trying to take off the long gloves. Like, I don't
Uh-huh.
want this. I don't like this. Why do I have to do this?
Uh-huh. Yeah, nice. Good. Do you feel like a middle-aged, young, or older woman?
I would guess her at between 16 to maybe 19, like in that
Mm-hmm.
realm. And
Mm-hmm.
I just got the feeling right then and there when I said, I don't want to do this, is they're trying to make me grow up and I'm not ready for this. I don't want to grow up.
Yeah, good. Now, uh, do you feel healthy?
I do.
Mm-hmm. Do you
I
feel
feel
happy?
healthy. I'm I'm on the opposite of what everybody believes I should be. I'm on the opposite end. It's like they have a protocol for me, and I'm over here constantly trying to figure out how to get out of it,
I see.
like a little rebel child.
Good. Okay. Now, let's go to the place where you live. And again, just stand outside the place where you live.
Whatever it is, it's a big home. Like it's a big home. It's a castle home.
Like a
And
mansion.
I like it's a big castle home. It's made out of rocks or whatever, out of
Stone.
stone. Yeah.
Ah, wow. So I imagine this mansion has many doors or just one?
And lots of doors,
Hmm.
many stairs, many windows, many stairs. And I hate it.
Why?
I don't like the feeling I have with her is she's not into all the attention. Like everybody else thoroughly enjoys this lifestyle. And all I want to do is strip down to my underwear and go in the ocean and go play.
Yeah.
That's the feeling I'm getting from her. And she is purely redheaded. The redhead is fiery, and they make fun of her fiery redhead all the time.
Uh-huh. Good. So when you enter this house, do you usually go in the front door?
I'm not, no, I'm going in the basement and I'm talking, like there's people in the kitchen. I don't know if they're like the help or whatever, but there's people working the bow and stuff in the kitchen, and I'm hanging out with them and I'm stealing a piece of bread and I have like friends down there that I'm like, hey, what's up? And they're all like telling me, you better get upstairs. You're supposed to be here. And I'm the vulgar, F you child. That's what they're telling me.
Yeah.
It's me. I
Yeah.
don't know what this is, but they're all talking. I'm pretty sure this is Ireland. I'm pretty sure Scotland, Ireland, wherever, but they're all speaking with the Ireland, talk. Yeah, they're talking
Right.
like that.
Right. Good. So, in that group of people, the people downstairs, if you look at all of them, is there any one person you connect with at this moment? Their face light
Yeah,
up?
the cook, the woman who is kneading the dough
Uh-huh.
is like she feels like the person who understands me the most, like
Right.
that kind of a connection. Like
Right.
she sees me, she smiles, she understands me. I
Mhm.
can tell her anything.
As you look at her now, does she have a message for us?
she what she keeps on looking up from the dough, and her one or two words that she's looking at me and she's telling me, don't give up, like don't give in, don't allow them to change you.
Good. Great. And if you look into this woman's face, does she remind you of anyone in this lifetime that you are leading now, Sheila?
She does feel like a friend,
Mm-hmm.
like I've known her forever.
Uh-huh. Has
I mean,
she?
this very well could be Deborah, like
Yeah.
again and again, Deborah.
Uh-huh. Good. All right. So let's go ahead and go to the place where you eat.
Very fancy.
Yeah. What's it like?
It's a big table, very fancy. um, my whole family's there.
Mm-hmm.
There's at least 7 or 8 children. I'm
Uh,
in a big family again, and mother at one end, father at the other end. Um, they look important, I
uh-huh.
guess is what. But I'm laughing because as I sit down,
Mhm.
I kick off my shoes
Yeah.
and sit, the children around me are just laughing at me.
Uh, uh-huh. So when you look down at the silverware that you have, what is it made of?
It's fancy metal.
Mhm.
It's one of those fancy houses where you have like 50 million spoons and forks and you have to
Right.
work into the middle, and they try to teach me etiquette and I never got it. I never wanted to learn.
Uh-huh.
I was always picking the wrong fork, the wrong things.
Uh-huh. Let's look at your mom first. And as you look at your mom, how do you feel about her?
She's dutiful.
Mm-hmm.
She does what she's supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
She's very restricted in her life, and
Right.
I don't like it.
You don't like that situation or you don't like her?
I don't like her because she wants me to be like her, and I don't like it.
Good. Good.
There's no good relationship. She has to make me into something she wants, and I refuse. And so there's no,
Mm-hmm.
if she could get rid of me, she would,
Wow.
like, send me off.
Mm-hmm. Right. Why can't she
Why can't she?
send you away?
I don't know. Maybe
Okay.
that's what they're trying to, I don't know. But if she could marry me off or get me out of her house, she would.
Aha. Okay. How about if we look at your father? You like
I
him?
don't know my father. I don't know him.
It's just a mystery.
Yep.
Mhm.
I look at him and he's just a strange man that sits at the dinner table every once in a while.
Uh,
I
is,
don't know him.
is he usually away?
Yeah, it feels like it. It feels like um it feels like he says, I provide you with all of this. You don't need me here.
Uh,
It's
right.
like this is my love. This is my love. This everything you get is my love. And that was the moment I learned um that possibly money is love.
Aha.
But I rejected it.
Nice. So let's move forward to, or backward, to an important day in the lifetime that we are looking at. We live in this big house, and you wear these uncomfortable gloves. On the count of three, we will move forward to an important day. 1, 2, 3. We have now moved forward to an important day, a day that you consider to be important. What's happening? What do you see?
I am now the mother of my own castle.
Mm-hmm. How do you like it?
I don't.
No, why not?
The man is just like my father.
Mm,
I'm left alone.
uh-huh.
I have to perform in society and I don't like the attention.
What kind of performing do you have to do?
Proper etiquette. I have to literally be who they tell me to be in order to keep be socially or whatever with these other people that are out in this little tiny little town or something like that. It's
Mhm.
like I have to be a certain way in order just to survive, and I hate it.
Yeah. Mhm.
I am not. I keep on. I'm pacing in this big like living room area, and I'm pacing and pacing and pacing. My children are playing outside,
Uh-huh.
and I'm watching them through the window.
Mhm.
But yeah, I am. I'm doing it. I'm living my mother's life, and I can't stand it.
Uh-huh. So, do you have any freedoms? Is there anything that brings you comfort?
Um, I'm I knit or sew or do something embroidery. I'm doing something with my hands, but that is just to pass time away. I'm trying to
Right.
find something else. I'm not allowed to cook like I wanted to. I'm not allowed. I don't get to do anything.
Mm.
I
Mhm.
don't get to do anything.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And
So,
I and as I'm sitting there, I'm thinking to myself, I should have walked into the ocean. That was the thought that she has at this moment. And when I'm standing on that pebble beach, that was so insignificant because I was thinking about walking into the ocean.
mm. So,
That's what I wanted to do.
so something stopped you from walking into the ocean. Why didn't you do that?
My younger brother,
Yeah. So is it fair to say you stuck around for him?
Yes.
Mhm. All right.
I've done that also in my own lifetime, this time too, as I was always protecting my younger brother.
Uh-huh. Yeah. So let's leave this time. And once again, we will move to an important day in this lifetime. Day that you consider to be important in the lifetime we are looking at. On the count of three. 1, 2, 3. You've now moved forward to an important day, a day you consider to be important. What's happening? What do you see?
I'm an older woman, like a widowed older woman, and I'm watching my castle burn.
Wow.
I'm standing out and I'm watching it burn. And I'm literally going, thank God.
Wow. Why is it burning?
And it just caught on fire. It's something happened and it's burning.
Uh-huh.
And I'm standing on the lawn as feeling as free as I've ever felt. Like all of that built up everything, it is burning. It is
Yes.
burning.
Yeah. Yeah. And
But I'm by myself. I don't have my children around me. I don't have a husband. I have servants, I guess. They're out there trying to pull out important things out of my house or out of the big house, and I could care less. I'm like, let it all burn.
great. Good. All right. Does anything
I have
else?
my shawl
Yeah.
and my shawl.
Yeah. Right. Right. So let's go ahead and go to the last day of the lifetime we are speaking of. On the count of three, we will move to the last day of that lifetime. The count of three, 1, 2, 3. You've now moved to the last day of that lifetime. What's happening? What do you see?
I developed some sort of lung problem
Uh-huh.
because I'm coughing up blood. This could be tuberculosis.
Right. Sounds like it.
I think I may have died of tuberculosis in a hospital,
Uh-huh.
looking out the window on the lawn.
Mm-hmm.
And as I'm going, I just go.
Uh-huh. Go ahead and let
I
your
feel
soul.
regret.
Uh-huh.
I'm leaving this lifetime with regret. I'm
Uh-huh.
leaving this lifetime feeling restrained, like restricted. I feel
Uh-huh.
like I never did what I was supposed to do. I
Uh-huh.
feel like I was I didn't get to do who I was. It was one of my worst ones.
Yeah. Why was it one of the worst?
It was it was like that was my moment to break free
Mm,
of of society, or like the restraint of that, of what I was supposed what people wanted me to be.
yeah.
And I failed at that. I fell into what they wanted me to be. I had to live that life,
Right.
and I shouldn't have. I should have learned how to break free. And so when I'm leaving this lifetime, I knew that I had to come back and try it again.
Aha. As you look at that life, What did you learn from it?
That I needed to be stronger,
How?
that I needed to um, I needed to be stronger. I needed to know, I needed to be braver, maybe, to do what I was supposed to do.
Ah, yeah. Why didn't you do what you were supposed to do? What was the thing that made you not brave?
I would have lost luxury.
Aha. Okay. What do you think was the purpose of that lifetime?
It's almost like I had to get a taste of not being who I am to push me into the want to be who I am.
Yeah.
If that makes, it's like the contrast. I had to live the awful so that I know that when I choose to be who I am,
Mm,
I'll, I will want to do it more.
yeah. Good. Excellent. Thank you. I know the subconscious could have brought forth many different lifetimes for Sheila to see today. Why did you choose to bring Sheila forward to this life? Why did you pick this lifetime for her to see today?
We have healing to do.
Mhm. Can you tell me more about this healing? How can we heal Sheila now?
She understands the quantum. She understands the big picture. She understands we can speak through Sheila because she allows us to speak through her.
Mhm. And when you say we, are you speaking as the subconscious or as spirit or both?
We are the voice of the universe.
Ah, and
And she is placed here to give it a human voice.
wonderful. So
She agreed.
she agreed to do what?
She agreed to speak of our wisdom and put it in a logical explanation to them.
Yes. Why now? Why now on the planet Earth?
It came earlier than we expected, but we have a problem that needs to have an explanation. This universe that we are dealing with at this point in time
Mm.
is connected to other universes. And this one is making the other universes sick. And
Ah,
we need to make sure that collectively we have natural healers here, and that is the most powerful, the most energy we can give to this universe.
I see. So, please say more.
This universe is making the other universes sick. This is the one that we have to concentrate on right now.
I see. So,
We
how?
have two options.
Yes.
We either have to end this universe, or the option that we really want is to heal it. If we heal this universe, it will also heal the other universes.
Mm.
We really need everybody who has agreed to be a healer and a communicator to awaken, to come forth and honor their agreement. Sheila has honored her agreement.
Mm. So, Sheila was a little bit concerned that there were some obstacles between her self and spirit. Is this true? Are there obstacles?
Yes, we gave her communication skills abundantly, but we did not give her physical skills in order to be in this universe. Because we needed her communication to be abundant.
Mm.
She has, and she will have, motor skill problems
Mm-hmm.
because she puts all of her energy into communication.
Yes.
What we need her to do is to understand that she does not have to come up with the answer. We will give it to her.
Ah.
That is the problem.
Can you say more about this for Sheila?
She has a lack of, maybe you guys call it trust, we call it acknowledgement.
Yes.
She doesn't acknowledge the fact that we will take care of all of her communication to the world.
Mm.
She gets too caught up with what you guys call trust and acknowledgement.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to have her concentrate on her earthly bound body
Mm.
and trust the rest.
How should she concentrate on her earthly bound body? Is there something she should do?
Well, you guys call it moderate intake and outtake. What we call it is the ability to trust your body and rely on your body to tell you what needs to be done.
Ah. Ah.
And she's lost that ability to listen to her body.
I see. So, is this in some way attached to her gaining weight?
She has she, she has accumulated several abilities to not be a part of the human race. She's done this several times, but this time she wants to separate herself from the human race because, we gave her the ability to feel what she's communicating. And this is very troublesome for her. So her weight is like trying to keep from feeling the world, which she can't not do. So when you tell her, when you see her again, please allow her to understand that she can do this work without the layers, without the extra, and we will be there to help her.
Good. When you say without the layers and without the extra, can you give us an example of an extra?
When a body puts on extra weight, it's not weight, it is holding of an energy that needs to be healed. So if you have a situation, and I think Sheila has personal problems, we call them like relationship, but we call them linear problems. We call them surface linear problems. She's had linear problems and with families and arguments and things like that. And she's held on to that, thinking that it's protection, but it's not.
So, for example, how would she put these linear relationships in a better perspective? Is there anything that she could do?
Well, the opposite of holding on would be letting go, but it's not that easy for humans.
No.
They feel like letting go is loss. So what we want to tell her is she is going to gain the letting go. And that may change her thoughts. And her beliefs. She's going to gain the perspective of letting go. Everything should always be taught as in we are gaining a perspective, gaining an experience, gaining the reality.
So we might think of the burning castle that she experienced in that lifetime, not as some might a destruction of luxury, but a gaining of freedom.
Yes. Fire.
Yes. I would ask you to, Spirit, let Sheila feel this gaining. Let Sheila feel in her heart and throughout her soul and her body the feeling of gaining when she lets go.
Yes.
And we would ask that this gaining be associated with your beautiful light, Spirit, so that she feels it and that she feels it again in the future and that she knows. Sheila would like to know why she came back to live a life on Earth this time.
I thought we answered that. She's here to heal,
Mm-hmm.
to be of the collective. She agreed to be our communicator.
Yes, you did answer that. I just like to hear it in a different way. Sheila would like to know, and you may have answered this also, but perhaps you can put it in some way. She would like to know who she is when she's on the other side, when she doesn't have the body of Sheila.
I think Sheila is an orchestrator. She orchestrates all of the systems.
Wow.
That's why she understands the importance of this.
And when you
She's an,
say, sorry, go ahead.
yes.
Please continue.
She has the ability to bring a soul to know what they really want when they go down.
Yes.
She sits in council and she brings the souls to the highest level of their existence
Mm.
and knowing what they need when they go down.
Mm-hmm.
She forgets this for
Uh-huh.
herself.
Yes. Does she do this day and night or only while she is sleeping?
We call her wisdom often, they say.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Beautiful. So she would like to know, are there any other tasks that she has in this lifetime other than those you have explained?
Her task is to reach as many people as she can.
Mm-hmm. How is she doing in this task?
She's almost there.
Yes. And can Spirit advise her? Is there anything more she should do? Or should she do anything differently?
I think we talked about the trust.
Yes, we did.
That's what she needs to work on,
Uh-huh.
is literally trusting the communication that we will give her.
Yes. Is there a way that she could practice this trusting?
Asking,
Whom should she ask?
ask the universe more to help, more to be there.
Aha.
That's where she morning, day, night, no matter what she's doing, that asking to connect, asking to be there. You know, the connection is there. We're never disconnected.
Mm-hmm.
But her acknowledgement that we're there creates a more powerful connection,
Mm-hmm.
is her acknowledgement.
Mm-hmm. Is it also a question of Sheila just trusting herself? We know in this field in which we work, we sometimes make predictions, for example, but we don't necessarily believe ourselves 100%. Is it something like this?
Yes,
Aha.
yes. It sounds bizarre when we talk to you
Yes.
because we're speaking to you from another world, not world, another dimension,
Aha.
as
Yes.
I guess is what you guys call it.
Aha.
So when that filter comes through,
Mm-hmm.
we always butt up against the logic of the human brain.
Yes. Mm.
And that is the process of allowing the human brain to also connect with what we tell them.
Good. Mm-hmm.
It's difficult, and we understand that.
Thank you.
We will always know we're talking to you because it feels like what you people consider love. It will always feel nourishing. We call it nourishment.
Aha.
That's how you know that you're getting the truth.
Mm-hmm. So perhaps as an analogy, I am in the same profession as Sheila. So again, as an analogy for Sheila, what's a way that I, Dave Johnson, could open up more to spirit?
From what I understand, from what I see, there is a judgment placed on the thoughts that you receive.
Yes.
If you might ask Spirit to remove that judgment, it's not a removal, it's a suspension.
Aha.
Suspend in time judgment.
Yes.
Then you go in there and we'll be able to tell you and help you through that.
Good.
And the judgment will deplete after a while because you will find it not useful.
Mm, thank you. So for those who might view this video, is there a practical example, perhaps one that's very tactile, that is linear? Is there a ritual or something that they might do that would help them connect to spirit?
Mm. I find this the most enjoyable to talk about.
Oh, good.
We literally need no ritual, but what helps the human body and mind to amp up to the acknowledgement is ritual.
Mm,
And it is clearly whatever your path is.
yes.
But there really is no need.
Mm,
Connection is a split second away.
yes. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Good. In order to help the people, and Sheila and I would like to help, because we too are concerned about our planet and our universe, and we would like to help people in the best way that we can. What advice can you give us?
We too wish we had a magic wand,
Hmm.
but we do not. What we want everybody to understand that if a person is hurting miles away, the hurt also affects you.
Yes.
And if we could really get that picture into the minds of everyone here, that would be the most powerful healing of this world.
Mm.
So that's the best communication, is to monitor your thoughts, monitor your feelings, monitor everything.
Mm.
It really, really does impact you and everyone around you.
Mhm.
If you have trouble with negative thoughts, we too can be called upon to rearrange those for you.
Mhm.
That is the best that we can do, is to teach the connection of energy.
Ah, yes. So, for example, what kind of thoughts would be negative?
As you know, negative is a word that you use for me to explain the negative.
Yes.
There truly is no negative in this. It's just that if a thought that comes through that does not connect with your feelings and the way you work in your life, we consider that a contrast to what is supposed to be there.
Yes.
So when you're in that moment where an emotion comes through and it makes you believe this is not the way I am, that's where you address that. So it's like aligning with who you are is the purest. And when you're not, you'll know it.
Mm. Mhm. Mm. So, for example, some people have become very angry at our political situation. It seems that this anger is righteous. We are angry at the way others are treated. Is this a healthy way to be? To be angry? Or should we change this?
Um, just like pain, you have labeled anger incorrectly.
Yes.
So it's labeled incorrectly. Truthfully, the anger that we feel is the contrast to what we know to be the way we should be living. So, with that contrast, it's a choice then we make. Where do I improve that contrast? It is a proper way of examining the situation,
Hmm.
but is sometimes improperly managed.
Yes.
We offer the expansion of that contrast that you feel. You feel it, the contrast. We offer up all of the things that you need to do with it and for it.
Aha.
It will never go away because contrast is the reality.
Hmm. Hmm.
So it's mislabeled.
I see. So, as we look at our human government, for example, and we feel anger. So, for example, the way that women are treated in our society, the anger that we feel, how should we go about it? How should we express it? Should it be expressed?
We like to teach each and every woman or man or child to stand in their own power.
Yes.
We have had many years where nobody is standing in their own power. This is the result of not standing in your own power.
Yes.
So each and every time we can come and we tell somebody, a woman, man, child, hold on to what you believe, hold on to your power, they can't fight against that.
Yeah.
It's a totally different outlook when we look into the whole situation.
Mm-hmm.
These are people that are learning to fight for their own power.
Mm-hmm.
And it will be okay.
Good. Thank you.
It will happen
Mm-hmm.
because they cannot fight against that.
Mm-hmm.
They can't penetrate somebody's power.
Yes. Why do people behave in oppressive ways? Why do people behave badly and selfishly?
Mm. When you ignore the calling from within
Mm.
to expand your spiritual existence,
Mm-hmm.
the only way to suppress that is to beat it down with what you express as selfishness,
Yes.
what you express as hatred.
Yes.
That's the only thing that keeps that expansion feeling from yelling and screaming in your body.
Ah, yes.
When somebody chooses to go the other way, the spirit almost removes itself, as you guys would describe it, as a gentleman. Spirit will not go anywhere that it is not asked.
Uh-huh.
Once that happens, sometimes they come back around and they acknowledge that spiritual growth. And sometimes they have to come back and do it again.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
This is not a best explanation, but if there is ever an explanation of free will, that's it.
Yes.
They get to choose to expand their spiritual nature or not. We will not force them.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Is there any more advice you can give us before we depart?
Exactly what subject would you like the advice on?
Mm, let us say I would like advice on people and how they can move forward and feel empowered.
Uh, Sheila does something in her work that impresses me. She always asks the person that she is working with, are you willing to expand your spiritual growth?
Uh-huh.
It prepares them. Once they acknowledge and allow us to go in and do what we need to do, then they can move forward. But
Mm.
Sheila gets a surprising answer sometimes. She will get a maybe. We won't go in at a maybe.
Ah.
So acknowledging and getting them to understand that they have to allow
Mm.
us to be there is probably the most important thing we can do as healers and workers.
Mm-hmm. Mm. And for those people who are not healers and workers, can they simply ask, I would like help, I would like spiritual growth?
Yes, they come to whew, they, Sheila's getting tired, so we can't stay long.
I understand.
There's a part of the lifetime that gives you a jolt. You may call it drama, you may call it trauma, but we give a jolt and it brings up that question one more time. Yes, spiritual help, or no?
Aha.
That's where their decisions, and we truly leave it up to them. They don't never get it because they just come back for it again and again.
Mm-hmm. Anything else that Sheila needs to know? Any other detachments before we depart?
No, but give her a message of love for us
Yes.
and appreciation that we were able to come speak through her.
Good.
She will not remember this, and
Ah,
that's the way of it.
yes. I will give her the message. And I and Sheila and all of us on earth would like to thank you. Thank you, Great Spirit, for sharing your wisdom with us today. We truly appreciate it. Thank you.
Absolutely.